Welcome to Epstein, Becker, Green's Employment Law This Week podcast. I'm George Whipple. What does illegal DEI mean? That's what a Maryland district court asked when it temporarily blocked significant portions of two anti-DEI executive orders signed in the early days of President Trump's administration. These orders sought to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion programs for federal agencies and federal contractors, and to chill DEI initiatives in the private sector. This story is still developing. Last week, the Trump administration filed an appeal of this decision to the Fourth Circuit. Whether the executive orders survive or not, many federal contractors and private businesses are assessing and adjusting DEI policies, programming, and public statements. In their 2024 annual reports, several large companies have cut back or removed references to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Many of these companies are also revising their websites, scrapping diversity hiring targets, rethinking vendor diversity programs, and shuttering or refocusing DEI offices and committees. These actions are partly motivated by the executive orders and partly by a general shift in the administration's focus that federal agencies are following. Acting EEOC Chair Andrea Lucas said in a recent statement that the agency will seek to root out unlawful DEI-motivated race and sex discrimination. Lucas said the EEOC will also target the Biden administration's gender identity agenda, as well as anti-American bias at private businesses. The EEOC has already taken action in this direction, moving to dismiss almost all cases they had previously brought alleging discrimination against transgender workers. The new administration is also making big policy changes at the NLRB, where Acting General Counsel Cowan recently rescinded a group of Biden-era memos from former GC Jennifer Abruzzo. Rescinded memos include guidance on policies that expanded workers' rights and increased union protections. This signals a shift to an NLRB that is substantially more employer-friendly. With the firing of member Gwynne Wilcox in the first days of the Trump administration, the NLRB has no quorum and cannot currently issue decisions, but more reversals are likely coming. Member Wilcox is also fighting her termination. We'll continue to monitor the situation. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
This podcast is presented by Epstein, Becker, and Green, PC. All rights are reserved. This audio recording includes information about legal issues and legal developments. Such materials are for informational purposes only and may not reflect the most current legal developments. These informational materials are not intended and should not be taken as legal advice on any particular set of facts or circumstances, and these materials are not a substitute for the advice of competent counsel. The content reflects the personal views and opinions of the participants. No attorney-client relationship has been created by this audio recording. This audio recording may be considered attorney advertising in some jurisdictions under the applicable law and ethical rules. The determination of the need for legal services and the choice of a lawyer are extremely important decisions and should not be based solely upon advertisements or self-proclaimed expertise. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.